Hey guys, how's it going? This video is going to be a little bit different because I want to show you how to install or use an AMD card on bootcamp running Windows 10 on a MacBook. In my case, I am using a 2017 MacBook Pro running Catalina 10.15.2, 4 gigs of Radeon Pro 560 VRAM, and 16 gigs of normal memory. None of this matters to run this, by the way. So I'm going to leave all the links in the description, and I'm going to show you what ports I'm going to be using. And the reason I'm recording via camera instead of a screen recorder is because the computer will need to turn on and off a couple times. So first things first, I'm going to show you what ports I'm using, why I'm using them, and I'm going to show you when to unplug everything. So you are more than likely going to need a dongle because you will, well, you don't need to, but it's more convenient to just have it. You're also going to need, in this case, this is connected to the Razer Core, and this is an external mouse and keyboard, and that's just an aux. So I'm going to leave my mouse and keyboard connected all the time. My Razer Core X, I'm going to unplug once I set up the once I set it up on Mac. And as you can see up here, I am using a AMD RX 5700 XT. And as you can see, my second display. Now, first things first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to need a certain type of Windows, a certain type of Windows ISO. Ooh, sorry. Now, it's going to be the link is going to be the first one in the description, and it's going to be a weird one like tb.rg/addguard. Now, once you're there, whoops, you're going to want to click on Windows Final. The version, it has to be Windows 10 version 1903, build 18362.30. It has to be this version, otherwise you're going to have a lot of problems in the future. So I'll leave that there, copy and paste it, boom. Edition, Windows 10, select your language, choose whatever you want, I'm going to choose English. File, 64. I was an idiot and I clicked 32 and it did not work, so 64. Once that's there, you download it. And once that's downloading, once that downloads, once that downloads, continue on with the video. Now, I'm not gonna download this, and as you can see, that's the name right there, Windows 10 1903. And I'm not gonna finish this because I already downloaded it prior. Whoops. Prior to doing all this, because I want to show you guys just quick and simple. Now, once that's downloaded, as you can see, it's going to be, I have mine right here. I don't know why I have a different name, but I'm not going to use that one because that is the wrong version. I am going to go down to my Finder. And then you're going to go to Applications, Utilities, Bootcamp Assistant, Continue, click OK, whoops, and it's not going to work if you have an external drive connected, so I'm going to unplug my USB now, click Continue, and then choose your ISO version. Now, choose it wherever you saved it to, that's where you're going to go. So in my case, mine is going to be on my desktop, and it is right here. Yep, there we go. 1903 version 1. Open and install. And depending on your computer, hard drive, and space, this is all personal preference. I'm using 48 because I have an external drive where I keep all my games and stuff. So this is literally just to boot off of Windows. So this is personal choice. And install. Now this part is gonna take a long time, and by a long time, like 10 minutes or so. So I'm gonna try to fast forward it here. Alright, at this point you're going to want to accept, let me see if I can zoom in more. You're going to want to accept, and the computer will restart. And at this point, disconnect your razor core. Well, actually you shouldn't even have it connected in the first place, but the computer will automatically restart. So just wait for Windows to activate, and then we just keep on waiting. And just keep on waiting. And just keep on waiting. This is all real time, by the way. Yours might start up on the first try, it might not, it all depends. My computer just died. If this happens, turn off your computer. Turn it all the way off. And you're going to want to turn it on and then hold options right away. So I press the power button, now I'm holding options. This one or on the left side, it doesn't matter, just hold on options. And then this will come up, and then choose window. Just click enter. And it's gonna go back, and you know, hopefully second time the charm. Sometimes it's 3. Like I said, excuse me. It all just depends. And now we wait. I'm gonna turn off my autofocus here. And keep on waiting. There we go. So I'm just gonna zoom in here real quick. Now here, set it up however you want. My language is United States, US keyboard is US. And here I don't have a product key. Click Windows 10 Home. Or Pro or whatever version you want, doesn't really matter, but I always choose Home because that's what I trust. And then this will install. This usually takes around 5-10 minutes. Okay, now that it's finishing up, it will ask you right now to restart your computer. So go ahead and restart it once it pops up. Just waiting. There we go, and just restart now. And that will automatically also restart it once it counts down. And just let it do its thing. Now at this point, your mouse and your keyboard and trackpad will more than likely not function. So this is where you would need an external keyboard and mouse. Bluetooth, I think works. I don't recall. I'm not gonna what's it called? Lie and say it will, but a Bluetooth dongle will work. And my camera did die, but it's finishing up Windows installation. So the next pop-up that will come up is to set up Windows. So once that comes on, I will come back because, oh, there we go. I'll just leave it. And here is guess my mouse works. Alright. If it doesn't work, like I said, use an external mouse and keyboard. But just set up Windows like you would normally would. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care, Cortana. Sucks you can't skip any of this. Now click your region, mine's the United States. And like I said, just set it up normal, so US layout, no secondary keyboard. And this is where your mouse stops working. Nope, not yet. I don't have an internet. It will never pop up here. You will never have an internet connection. So I'm gonna continue with limited. This doesn't matter, but like this is just gonna be my gaming setup, so I don't really care for any of this. My name. Whoops. Password if you want one. I'm not gonna use one. This doesn't matter. And I'm gonna decline everything just because I'm not gonna use any of this. Like I said, this for me doesn't matter. but set it up however you want. And that's that. Now it's gonna set up, do its final setup, and then it's gonna boot onto actual Windows. And yeah, it's just gonna do its final setup, and I'll just fast forward this part. Alright, once you're here, click next on the bootcamp installer, accept the terms, and this is actually pretty fast, and your computer will restart. And again, right now my USB is disconnected, my Razer cord is disconnected. So like I said, the only things connected right now is my external mouse, keyboard, and my aux. So I'm gonna fast forward this part again, because it's gonna do all its things. Alright, and right here, just restart your computer. Alright, now that everything's set up on Windows, you're going to want to now connect to your internet now that you're able to. Alright. Now for the next step, I'm going to plug in my USB because that's where all my data and all that stuff is. Alright, next what you're going to want to do is, go to Google, or not Google, just your internet browser, which, let's be honest, it's more than likely going to be Google. It's going to be Google, man, I can't talk. And just look up Radeon Drivers. I'll put down the website because I forgot to copy it. And where is it here? Radeon Drivers, AMD, I believe. Alright, found it. Link will be in the description. Now once you're here, go to Downloads, Windows 10, 2020 drivers, and Adrenaline, January 2020, best for FPS. It's going to take you this mega, just download it. And you're going to want to download Google Chrome, because Edge or whatever this thing is called sucks. But once you have that downloaded, oh, my USB is disconnected here. I had to disconnect it real quick. It's gonna be, you're gonna have this folder, which is Windows 10 software Adrenaline. If it's in a zip file, download WinZip or 7-zip or whatever that zip is called. And yeah, go from there. I will be back because my memory's about to die. Alright, once your Windows 10 Radeon is downloaded, open DDU and extract it wherever you want. Go to DDU and go to the application and run it. Okay, once it actually decides to work, on the right here, click GPU, AMD, and then just remove it with, where is it? Clean and restart. Sorry, I can't see. I'm trying to see through the viewfinder of my camera. Clean and restart. Let it do its thing. And just keep letting it do its thing. What it's doing right now, it's uninstalling the internal GPU on the computer. Alright, now that we're here, if you checked before, hold on. I didn't show you guys before, but if you go down here to Device Manager, and you go to, let me find it first here, Display Adapters, you can see, well, if I can focus, it says Microsoft Basic Display. If I wouldn't have used the DDU, it would have given me my RX 560 or whatever I was using. I forgot what GPU this has dedicated. So you want to run that. That's very important. You want to disable this. Now, what's next is to open up the Windows 10, but I need to open up my little folder again because I forget. Alright, yeah, install Adrenaline. So you go back to your folder, and now this time you go to setup on the AMD software. And you you let it do its thing, and more than likely it will fail. If it fails, do not worry. Install it. And I'm gonna pause it here real quick and switch out my memory because I am running out. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward it here because all it's doing now is just installing the drivers. And yes, install the drivers. And just let it go crazy. It's doing its own thing, just let it be. Turn up my brightness here on my computer. Alright. You finished the drivers. Close all this out, skip this unless you want to see it, but I'm going to show you just how to install it real quick. Now at this point, go to start and right click if you have a mouse, or double tap if you're using the trackpad, and go to Device Manager. This is the most important step. Now depending where you have your Razer core connected to, I highly recommend using the right side, because I know it works for a fact. On the left side, if you connect your Razer core over here, I can't guarantee it'll work because I haven't tried that, and frankly I don't want to. But what you're going to want to do here is go to System Devices. Wow, that was bad. Okay, go to System Devices, scroll down to where you see these right here. Yep. 8, 4, and 16. 8, 4, and 16. Right click on 16 and disable it. Right click on 8 and disable it. Now, these are disabled now. You can tell by it says enabled. Just to be safe, what I like to do is I like to restart my computer. You don't have to if you don't want to, but do that. Or actually at this point, shut down your computer. Because now we're gonna we're gonna plug in the Razer core, and it should work at this point. So up until this point, the Razer core has been disconnected. Just wait for it to shut off, and every time you boot, you want to have the Razer core connected. You don't want to plug it in when it's already running, or unplug it when it's running, otherwise it will harm the computer. And the Razer core will only work on the Mac if you have an external display. I don't know why, but it just doesn't want to. You have to do a lot more fidgeting if you want it to just use the MacBook Pro display. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the computer to shut down. Still waiting. And make sure when you boot to Windows, you don't have any external USBs connected unless it's an external drive or something. So now we're plugging our Razer Core, hitting the power and holding options. So the Razer Core was connected, and then I clicked power and options. That way we come here, we go to Windows, hit enter. Making sure my camera's focused. And let's go down here to our device manager. Click on GPUs or display adapters. And there you go. RX, oops, you can't see. What am I doing? Sorry. And as you can see, it says RX 5700 XT. And you know it works for a fact when your second display just boots. You already know that's gonna work. Now, if you have a 120 Hertz display, like I do, it's gonna automatically boot to 120, or I'm sorry, to 60. So right click, display settings. Identify which one it is. More than likely it will always be 2. Scroll down to advanced display settings. Make sure you click 2. Advanced display settings. Display adapter properties. Monitor. And click whatever your max hertz is and apply it. Close everything out. You can right click AMD Radeon software. And I'm gonna go to my settings here to just show you that it is running on my, there we go. It is running on the 5700 XT. So there you go. From this point, you can play your games, you can do whatever you want. The GPU is usable, 100%. Now, there is one major thing you need to disable, which I do not know how for the life of me. That's why I'm making this video. Make sure to uninstall updates. You want to make sure updates do not happen. If an update does happen, it will not work. You will turn on your computer and you will only get it from your main display. And when you go to device manager, here, I'll just show you real quick here. Let me pull up device manager. Okay, when you pull up device manager and you go to your GPU or display settings, this right here will have oh, I'm sorry, I'm horrible at camera. Your 5700 XT or whatever card you're using will have a yellow triangle, which means error, which more than likely means Windows updated. So if an update does occur, what you want to do is view update history and uninstall updates. And any update that's popped up, uninstall it, because 9 out of 10, that's the problem. Now, I did this like 4 times with no problem. Around like the 5th time, that's when I can no longer uninstall the updates. So I had to reinstall, like everything you saw in this video, I had to redo, which is the reason why I'm making this video. I took advantage. So make sure, Google it for the life of you how to uninstall them, because I could not find them. I cannot help you with that. But that is how you use an AMD card with Windows 10 Bootcamp. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll get back to you.